Hello and welcome to Goldtide IES Academy. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Our question number 1, with respect to Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, that is PM Kisan, consider the following statement. First, currently only 50% state are covered under PM Kisan Yojana. Second, the onus of selection and identification of beneficiary lie with respect to state and UT government. Third, farmers who are income tax payer are not eligible to beneficiary under the PM Kisan Yojana. So here we will have to find out which of the above statement is our correct one. And you can also comment right answer in the comment box if you know right answer. We have option A 2, B 1 and 3, C 2 and 3, D 3 only. Now let me discuss the basic concept of PM Kisan Yojana. So it is a central sector scheme which provides 6,000 rupees to farmer per year in 3 equal installment. In initial phase, the scheme cover only farmer holding 2 hectare or below 2 hectare land. But later the scope of the scheme was expanded to cover all farmer, right? Now let me discuss our explanation. Here we can see that all state and union territory are covered under PM Kisan Yojana. Before this year, only West Bengal was a state who was reluctant to join the PM Kisan Yojana. But this year, the West Bengal also joined this scheme, and so we can say that all state and union territory cover under this scheme, right? Hence, our first statement, that is incorrect one, which says that only 50% state are covered under this scheme, which is incorrect one, because all state and union territory are covered under this scheme. Now, further, our second statement, that is correct one. Why? Because here the onus of selection and identification of beneficiary lie with respect to state and UT government, and the benefit are transferred directly to the bank account of beneficiary. Hence, our second statement, that is correct one. Our third statement, so here though it cover the all farmer, but we have some exception, and the exception is very much important considering the recent trend of the UPSC. So farmer are not entitled to receive the benefit who are tax paying citizen, who are professional like doctor, engineer and lawyer, who are institutional landholder, and one of the family member holding the constitutional post, the person who are receiving the pension more than 10,000 rupees per month, ex MLA and MP, or serving MP and MLA, serving or retired central and state government employee are not entitled to receive the benefit under PM Kisan Yojana, right? The exclusion are very much important. You have to remember this, right? Hence we can say that our final answer for this question will be C, that is 2 and 3 only. Now let me have a look into question number 2. So question number 2, which of the following is our member of Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership? Australia, Japan, United States, India, Vietnam. So here we will have to find out correct code. We have option A 123, B 125, C 1345 and D 1235. So question is very simple, right? So why this question? So last year United States stepped down as a member of Trans-Pacific Partnership. Initially it was known as a Trans-Pacific Partnership, but now it is known as a Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, right? And now recently our China sought to become a member of this free trade agreement. So this is a free trade agreement between 11 countries, right? And country are, here we have Canada, then we have Mexico, Peru, Chile, then Japan, then we have Vietnam, then Singapore, Brunei, Malaysia, Australia and New Zealand are part of this free trade agreement. Hence we can say that our final answer for this question will be B, that is 1, 2 and 5, because United States is no longer member of this free trade agreement and India is not member of this agreement, right? Question 3, with respect to Eklavya Model Residential School, consider the following statement. First, by the year 2022, every block with minimum 10% ST population will have an Eklavya Model Residential School. Second, Eklavya School will be on par with Navodaya Vidyalaya and will have special facility for preserving local art and culture. Third, Eklavya Model Residential School is administered by Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So here we will have to find out which of the above statement is our correct one. We have option A 1 and 2, B 3 only, C 1 and 3, D 2 and 3 only. Now let me discuss what is Eklavya Model Residential School. So here Eklavya Model Residential School was started in 1997 and 1998 to impart quality education to ST children in remote area, right? So to establish Eklavya Model Residential School, we have some criteria, and criteria include in every block which have the 50% ST population and at least 20,000 tribal population will have an Eklavya model residential school. And our first statement, that is incorrect one, which says that we require 10% ST population, which is incorrect one, because we require 50% ST population in block. Now our second statement, that is correct one, because Eklavya school will be on par with Navodaya Vidyalaya and will have special facility for preserving local art and culture. And third statement, that is also correct, because it is under Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Hence our final answer for this question will be D, right? That is 2 and 3. First statement, that is incorrect one. Now let me have a look into question number 4. Question 4. Bosphorus Strait connect which of two sea? First, Black Sea and Sea of Marmara. B, Sea of Marmara and Mediterranean Sea. C, Black Sea and Caspian Sea. And D, Black Sea and Adriatic Sea. Now let me have a look into our map. So here as we can see that we have Bosphorus Strait here, which connect the Sea of Marmara and Black Sea, right? Hence we can say that our final answer for this question will be A, that is Black Sea and Sea of Marmara. Now let me have a look into question number 5. Question 5. Consider the following statement regarding prorogation of Lok Sabha. First, Lok Sabha is prorogued by Speaker. Second, House cannot be prorogued while it is in session. Third, only Lok Sabha can be prorogued. So here we will have to find out which of the above statement is our correct one. A, 1 only. B, 2 and 3. C, 1 and 3. And D, none of the above. Now let me have a look into our explanation. So here as we can see that presiding officer, which is Speaker and Chairman, declare House adjourned sine die when the business of session is completed, and within next few days the President issue notification for prorogation of that House. However, we have President have power to prorogue the House while it is in a session, right? Hence our first and second statement, that is incorrect one. Our third statement, that is also incorrect one, because not only Lok Sabha but Rajya Sabha can also be prorogued, right? Hence we can say that our final answer for this question will be D, that is none of the above. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can also solve rest of 5 question by clicking link below in description. Thank you. See you soon in next video.